Do you know what the biggest barrier is that prevents you from achieving your dreams?
It's not the lack of time. It's not the lack of money. It's not even the lack of skill.
The real obstacle is there, in your head. And today, we will demonstrate it together. Henry Ford said, "Whether you think you can or think you can't, you're right in both cases." In this video, you will discover how your beliefs have been programmed since childhood. Why do you sabotage yourself without even realizing it? And especially the exact technique to reprogram your brain. Let me tell you the story of elephants in India. As babies, they are tied to a stick and do not have the strength to break free. They will try for several days with all their might to free themselves. And then what we call learned helplessness sets in. They resign themselves. They will have understood that they do not have the strength to free themselves, so they will stop trying. And once they are adults, even though they have more than enough strength and power to do it, they will never try to free themselves again. It's a very important concept to understand what happens to us as human beings because we have dreams, projects, desires. But we also have this little voice that tells us, no, it's not for you. No, you won't succeed. And we tend to believe this little voice, and so we don't even know. Just like the adult elephant. But where does this voice come from? How did it settle in my head? That's exactly what we're going to see in this video now. Imagine you are a computer. When you are born, you come with your source code, your original code, so you already have strengths, things that challenge you more than others, things you desire more than others, and others you don't like. It's truly your essence. You are already a complete being. But very quickly, school, society, and your parents start installing programs over your source code. This is what Don Miguel Ruiz, the author of the 4 Agreements, calls the domestication process, which is also known as conditioning. By the way, do you know why it was so easy to program you when you were a child? Because from 0 to 7 years old, you were in theta waves, exactly the same wave level that you have when you are in a state of hypnosis. So you are in a state of hypersuggestibility. What does that mean? It means that when someone tells you something, you don't question it at all, and you take it as true. Someone tells you, this is a table. You understand this is a table. And it's very interesting and important because when we are children, we need to understand the world we are growing up in. So we need to learn very, very quickly. And that's why this state really serves us as children. But we will see that later. We will also pick up a whole bunch of beliefs that may no longer serve us in the future. These programs come from everywhere. Dad tells you, boys don't cry, installation of a program. Mom tells you, be good so that we love you, installation of a program. Society tells you, success equals having money, installation of a program. A painful experience, installation of a program. And there is the real problem. When you are not aware of your programs, you tend to believe they are part of your source code, that they are truly the truth, and you start reacting rather than acting consciously. And you are in what is called autopilot. This means that when an event occurs, you do not act based on the present situation, but rather on your past experience. For example, you dream of launching your project, but your program tells you, no, you cannot do it. And as a result, you won't even try to do it. Now, I really want to emphasize this conditioning is not a problem. It is truly necessary during childhood. The real problem is when, as an adult, you continue to be guided by the programs that helped you as a child, but now prevent you from pursuing your dreams. And I really, really want you to remember this phrase. It is never your past that defines you, but the actions you take in the present, here and now. But don't worry, you are not these programs, you are the source code. And like all programs, you can uninstall them, and that's what we will see later in this video. Now, let's see why we so often feel like we hold the truth and why it's so hard to question our beliefs. Your beliefs define your perception of reality and of yourself. They act as a reassuring structure that gives you the impression of understanding and controlling your life. Questioning your beliefs is like removing the foundations of a house. It's terrifying even if the foundations are rotten. Come on, we are going to do a very quick exercise. You will look all around you and find red objects. Okay, now close your eyes and tell me 3 blue objects. Here, I know that for most of you, it's going to be very, very complicated. Why? Because when we focus on something, we tend to ignore the rest, and it's the same with our beliefs. We tend to look for what validates our beliefs. Since we believe things are like that, we tend to notice everything in reality that confirms what we think about reality. And so, we will tend to ignore the blue and focus on the red. So if you believe that you are not meant to succeed, unconsciously, you will tend to focus on everything that confirms that you are not meant to succeed and tend to ignore all the evidence that shows you could succeed. If I believe that I am not enough and I do not even try, then I do not succeed. And I end up self-validating the belief and understanding that this self-validation cycle constantly reinforces our belief system. And among all these programs, there is one that is particularly vicious: the inner judge. Do you remember the reward-punishment system? You are a good child versus a bad child. Our whole society works like that. You are bad, you go to prison. You are good, you get a salary. Listen to this little story. It's the story of a tired mother who comes home from work with a headache. Her daughter is at home, singing, dancing, living, and then the mother, who can't take it anymore and really has a headache, says to her, "Be quiet, you have a horrible voice." Do you feel the violence of this sentence? And then what will happen? The inner judge of this little girl will keep repeating to her, "You have a horrible voice," and as a result, this little girl won't dare to sing. And as a result, she won't progress in singing. And so there's a strong chance she'll be a worse singer than if she had continued singing. And here, we see once again that the belief is confirmed in the experience. A program has just been installed, and the person who installed it is the one who loves this little girl the most in the world, because it's her mother. And it's super important to understand that our parents, when they installed programs with limiting beliefs, didn't want to harm us. It's just that none of us are perfect, we have emotions, we get tired, and at times we say things without realizing the impact it can have, especially on a child. Now ask yourself this question: how many of these programs are running in your head telling you that you are not capable, you are not enough? No, this is not for you. But be careful, not all programs are limiting. If your parents passed on the program, "You can do anything and succeed as long as you put in the effort," we can see that it's a belief that is very supportive. So the problem isn't the programs themselves, it's the fact that we've never sorted them out. It's the fact that these programs were imposed on us from the outside, and today they are unconsciously directing our choices without us being aware. And moreover, if all our programs went in the same direction, it would be very simple. But often, we have many contradictory programs, and it creates real mental chaos. Well, tomorrow, I'll get into sports like that. You'll give up as usual.
Anyway, you've never been athletic.
As a result, you're exhausted. This mental cacophony paralyzes you, and you don't even have the energy to start. But wait, I told you there was good news. It's now. You must remember that you are not these programs. You are the source code. You are free. You are no longer a dependent child. You are an adult who can think for yourself. You no longer have to please your dad, your mom, or your teacher. During your childhood, you had no choice. You had to accept these programs. It was a matter of survival. But now that you are an adult, you have the power to uninstall them and install new ones to live the life you truly want to live. Imagine your brain as a dense jungle. When you have a new thought, it's like carving a new trail in the jungle. It takes a lot of effort, it's slow, but you move forward. Then if you take this trail again, it will be easier. And by passing through it repeatedly, this trail will eventually become a track. And if you keep using it, it will become a road, then a highway, and then it will become your new autopilot. You will have this thought without even having to make a conscious effort to have it. So that's really the work of reprogramming. We will identify highways we already have that no longer serve us, that are our limiting beliefs, inherited from the past, that are old programs. We will gradually abandon them to let vegetation like that cover the old highway. And at the same time, we will come with our little machete to clear new paths that support our path of evolution. So how are we going to do that? We will identify limiting beliefs. We will choose positive affirmations that oppose these limiting beliefs. And we will consciously repeat these positive affirmations to carve out new paths. Attention, this is not about emotional denial. If we constantly repeat, I am happy," while we are crying, we can see that it will not work. It is crucial to accept reality as it is. If we don't see things as they are, we can't act on them. It is therefore crucial to welcome your emotions. There is a message that needs to be heard. There is something that needs to be experienced. So if you are sad, be sad. And if you are angry, ask yourself, why am I angry? What need is not being met? What story am I telling that fuels this anger? Is there a past wound that has resurfaced, asking me to consciously place love on it? Emotions are always indicators, not enemies. So when doing reprogramming work, we do not seek to put blinders on what needs attention in your life, but it's about retraining your brain to also see the positive and more to focus on everything that is going well, because that's also what will give us the energy to move forward. And so it involves rejoicing in a good meal, rejoicing in a nice hot shower, rejoicing in good company. And also, it will allow us to retrain ourselves not to listen to the limits and all the limiting beliefs we may have regarding our projects, our dreams, our desires, our ambitions, and thus to be able to take action more easily. So I hope you see the difference between denial and what I'm talking about here. There is really this idea of welcoming and transforming, of feeling and moving forward. So now let's look at the concrete technique. First step, take a step back. Instead of identifying with thoughts, take a step back. Imagine they are someone else's thoughts and you are observing them from afar. Take the position of a witness. 2, identify limiting beliefs. Identify the thoughts that don't make you feel good, those that prevent you from moving forward, the neural highways you want to abandon. And 3, the reprogramming process. A small example. 1, I observe my thought, I will never make it. That's the old highway. 2, I forgive myself for having this limiting thought with love, without judgment. 3, I consciously rephrase, I am capable of succeeding in everything. I do my best and I don't need to be perfect. Every day I make progress. I am proud of myself and I have confidence in my abilities. That's my new path that I'm carving in the jungle of my brain. 4, I thank myself for this gift I'm giving myself. 5, I love myself. The important thing in this work is that you use your words, something that resonates with you, that works for you. Now you will have to repeat this new program over and over so that this new path becomes a road, then a highway, and it becomes our new autopilot, that is our new default thought, which replaces the old one. If you feel that it's really very hard to embrace this new thought you've chosen for yourself, there are resistances happening within you, it can be super interesting to explore that with a therapist, because there are surely things, traumas, things that happened in your past that are preventing you from embracing and accepting this new belief. And actually, once again, the reprogramming work will help bring this to light. And once awareness has been placed on it, there can be specific healing work done on that theme. And now you might be thinking, okay, but how do I repeat my beliefs like that? Without forgetting, I have things to do, I'll think of something else. This is where the app I created with my brothers called MyAffirmPlay comes in. You can either choose an existing voice and write your affirmations, or record your own voice. Choose the background music you want, and voila, it generates a little audio file ready to listen to so you can hear your affirmations.
I am worthy of love.
The link is in the description if you want to check it out. It supports us a lot. We just launched the app, we are super happy, and I really hope you will like it too. And I would be very happy to have your feedback. Concretely, what are we doing in this video? We are moving from a fixed mindset to a growth mindset. A fixed mindset is when I believe all my beliefs. So, since I tell myself, for example, I'm bad at math, it's hopeless, I'm not even going to try to practice, to learn to improve, there's something that thinks things are a fatality. And what we're trying to do now is switch to the growth mindset system, where we can move forward, evolve, know that there's always a path to go from point A to point B, and give ourselves the means to succeed in what we want to do. We can clearly see that to move from a fixed mindset to a growth mindset, we must understand that we are not our beliefs. We must understand that we are not these programs that limit us, but that we are the original source code that can deprogram the programs that no longer suit us, to install new programs and validate these new programs through experience. And here is a very powerful hack to live an incredible life. Imagine you are in a movie theater watching your life unfold on the screen. What action do you want the main character, you, to take? This hack allows you to distance yourself from all fears, past programs, and limiting beliefs we've seen to make a choice from something much more alive, which is about excitement, desire, and longing. And it really allows you to make choices that lead you to an absolutely incredible life. In the growth mindset, there is no failure. Failure is always a lesson, always a learning experience. So either we succeed or we learn. But in any case, something positive comes out of taking action. It's really when you distance yourself from all the stories you tell yourself, as we saw earlier with all the different voices speaking, that you begin to live from a space of deep freedom beyond conditioning. You really start making choices for yourself. You really start living beyond the domestication and conditioning process you underwent as a child. This allows you to enter the virtuous cycle, new beliefs, new thoughts, new actions, new experiences, new beliefs, and so on. It's a virtuous cycle that repeats over and over and takes you further and further. When you came into the world, you arrived with your unique source code. Then programs came to be installed, some out of necessity for your survival, others to protect you. Little by little, these programs created neural highways. Your belief system tended to self-validate because you focused on what confirmed it, and you started to operate on autopilot. These programs served you as a child. They allowed you to adapt, to survive, to understand the world. But today, some of these programs no longer serve you. Worse, they prevent you from moving forward. You are not these programs. You are the source code. You have the power to create new paths, new highways, to reprogram your brain. Words are powerful instruments. They shape your inner and outer reality. By changing your beliefs, you change what you focus on, you change your thoughts, you change your actions. In short, you literally change your life. By eliminating fears from your conditioning, you remove the barriers you have set in your mind and open yourself to true freedom. You stop being the victim of your story to become the captain of your life again. Now I have a question for you. What is the program you want to uninstall? What is the highway you wish to turn away from now? Write it in the comments. Seriously, take 10 seconds. Simply writing it down, naming it, is already a first step towards liberation. And who knows, maybe your answer will help someone else in the comments who will realize they share the same limiting belief. If this video helped you, a little thumbs up will support me enormously. It will give me a lot of strength to continue creating content. To delve deeper into all this, I really recommend the book, The 4 Agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz. I've already read it 3 times. It deeply inspired me, especially in understanding the belief system. It's truly a gem that must be read. I remind you that in the description, you have the link to download MyAffirmPlay and try this new application. Thank you so much for watching this video until the end. Congratulations on having the courage to want to change and evolve and to create a growth mindset. See you soon in the next video, and don't forget, you are not your programs, you are the source code, you are the captain of your life. Ciao, Captain.